Not for sale, boy, you know it. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I go by the name of Rasoul. I'm a producer, I'm an engineer, and I'm an artist. And I've teamed up with IQ in the Two Gifted program to help create music with a purpose. The youth is the future, and I love the work that Q does with the youth within helping develop their sense of belonging, a positive mindset. That's just something that wasn't around as much when we were growing up. So to see Q stepping into his element and becoming the leader that he is, it was definitely an honor and a pleasure to team up with Q in the Two Gifted program to help develop sense of identity that you get when creating art. Music is art, and is something that we should treat delicate and that we should appreciate, you know? When I hear these songs that Q sent me, it gives me that sense of love that I once had when I first started doing music, or even when I really started putting my ear to the speaker and really listening to hip hop, and how it made me feel after a long day in school, or being bullied or falling into the sense of peer pressure. It definitely gave me that feeling of good vibes. It gave me positive energy. It's kind of like a battery to reset myself whenever I was feeling drained. So whenever I get these projects, I definitely put my all into it with insight of how we could make the sound more crisp, make it more clear, make it louder for the whole world to hear, and just to put that last little polish on a project that will project what it is the youth feels. So far, me and Q worked on well over 50 songs within the last year and a half, and all of them have been a great experience. And I don't really have a favorite because there's so many that I've worked on that I've enjoyed listening to and enjoy working on. I love them all, to be honest. I won't dare pick one or two. But what I would love to do is take you through my process of how I mix these songs and what's in my process within the process. So let's check it out. So here we have a Pro Tools file, and Pro Tools is just a software program that I use to mix and master these songs. Pretty much to mix your songs and get them all polished up and ready for the world. So I'm just gonna do one track for example. If you look at this purple track right here, this is somebody who put down a verse, and if you look, there's spaces in between. Let me get my mouse. There's spaces in between each of these, in between the verses. This is where I cut out the extra breaths. Like if I was saying, I'm going to the store, I'm going down the street, I don't know who I'm going to meet, and you hear me taking the breaths in between, I'm going in there to take care and delete the breaths that's taken in between, so you can hear the person more clearly in between each verse and each line that the person lays down. I do that for every track. And then next, I like to do something that's called equalizing. EQ. EQ is just when you're pulling out different frequencies, different harsh sounds within the verse to make it sound more clear, to make it sound more loud and precise. Without the EQ,
we are the best 41 Falcons like the rest. We got the brain, changing the game, never was lame.
And this is how I adjust all the frequencies. You gotta listen to it within the field and pull away. This is how it sounds with EQ.
We are the best 41 Falcons like the rest.
This is without.
We got the brain, changing the game, never was lame.
This is with it.
We are the best 41 Falcons like the rest.
Most people aren't trained on how to hear sound. I'm sure many of you might not understand the difference, and that's okay. Another thing I do is I use something called a noise suppressor, and that just destroys any background noise. Somebody might be throwing something away, somebody taking steps, you might hear a door close. Whatever the case is, make that active, and let's hear how it sounds.
We are the best 41 Falcons like the rest.
Let's see how it sounds without
it. We got the brain, changing the game, never was lame.
After I do my noise suppressor, next we do something called sibilance, where we taking away all the high frequencies that's so sharp. It's like anything that ends with a S, a T, a F. That's what we're getting rid of with this plugin called Sibilance. And then I go into something called compression. New York style compression, to be exact, is when we take squashed version of a track and then glue it together with the actual track that's here. Right here we have compression. What that does, it makes the vocal sounds more full and make it sound more loud and clear. And then we do something called reverb. Reverb is just making it sound more spacey. We're in an open room.
We are the best 41 Falcons like the rest.
You hear that?
We got the brain, changing the game, never was lame.
Sounds like he's in a hallway. That's what reverb does. I just do that to every single track, and there's more to it. I'm just giving you the quick version of how I do this. And now I'm gonna do a quick preview of how the full song sounds.
We the Falcons. 301, yeah. Turn us up, man.
We are the best 41 Falcons, not like the rest. We got the brain, changing the game, never was lame. We are the best 41 Falcons, not like the rest. We got the brain, changing the game, never was lame. 41 Falcons, follow the time. Come to the school, you know it's so fine. Go to the top, we never stop. Cause the niggas wanna take over the block. We got the drip, we got the trick. Most of our greatest, yelling so that. Respect them to others, responsible, so we winning, never gonna lose.
So that is my experience with audio engineering for the Too Gifted program. I go through this process every single time, and I hope you enjoyed what you heard. And I appreciate you for being here with me. Before we go, I would just love to give some advice to the youth and the children that's coming up in this world, and that is to never give up. Never give up. The world is filled with so much turbulence, and you will be knocked down, you will be tested, but the important thing is when you get knocked down is to get back up and to always keep a positive mindset and to understand that each test is given. Don't think of it as failure. Think of it as lessons to come back even harder. Because when you truly give up, that's when you fail. But if you can get up after being knocked down 100 times and you can stand up for the 101 time and you finally win, that's the real lesson in becoming strong, becoming independent, becoming the better version of you. So keep going, never give up, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, I am Rasoul, and y'all take care of yourselves. Be blessed. Peace.
All the times when I let people take control, all the times they let me down, the devil trying to take my soul, walking down this lifeless road, been feeling like a coffin, demons was in my dreams, asking, do you come here often? Yeah, yes, do I let you know, all the drama, do I let you know?